My story doesn't start with a throne. It starts with a funeral, my mother's, struck down by divine lightning while I was still in her womb. My father, Zeus, sewed me into his own thigh to let me finish growing. Think about that. My first home was a wound. My first lesson was this: from destruction comes life. From deepest pain can bloom the most uncontainable joy. I was born twice, first from fire and tragedy, then from the flesh of the king of the gods, an outsider from my first breath. Not quite mortal, not quite Olympian. They handed me to the mountain nymphs, who raised me on wild honey and the secrets of the earth. I didn't learn civilization. I learned the raw pulse of the world, the ferment in the fruit, the madness in the moonlight, the ecstasy that hides in the roots of things. But a power that unsettles the order of things always has enemies. The goddess Hera, in her jealousy, decided my second birth wasn't enough. She decided to break my mind. How do you break the god of madness? What did Hera do to him? She drove me insane, cast me out to wander the earth, a fractured, lost thing. I walked through deserts and over mountains, not knowing my own name. And it was in this broken state, traveling through ancient lands, that I discovered it. The secret in the crushed grape, the spirit in the juice. Not just wine, but transformation itself. I didn't just find a drink, I found the key to the human soul. I learned that within every carefully built persona, there is a wild, untamed self screaming to be let out. My madness wasn't a curse, it was my university, and I graduated with a singular, dangerous thesis. He discovered his power at his lowest point. What is that dangerous thesis? What will he do with this knowledge? I gathered followers, not soldiers, but liberators, the Maenads, women who left their looms and their silent homes to run screaming and dancing through the forests, to tear animals apart with their bare hands, not in cruelty, but in a sacred raw communion with life. I gave them permission to feel everything they were told to suppress. This was my gift and my threat. To kings and tyrants, there is nothing more terrifying than people who have remembered their own power, especially the quiet ones, especially the women. So, when I returned to my mother's homeland, Thebes, the king, my own cousin Pentheus, tried to cage me. He called my followers dangerous. He called me a corrupter. He made a fatal mistake. He tried to chain a force of nature. What is that fatal mistake? How does a mortal king punish a god of liberation? Pentheus imprisoned me. He dressed as a woman to spy on the Maenads' sacred rites, thinking it was mere debauchery. But he didn't understand the divine frenzy. My followers, in their ecstatic state, led by his own mother, my aunt, saw not a king but a wild boar intruding on the sacred. They embraced him and tore him apart. Not because I commanded it, but because in the space I opened, the raw, unfiltered truth was revealed. His hypocrisy, his repression, his fear manifested as the beast they destroyed. The greatest monster we ever face is the lie we live inside. I simply turned on the light. His power reveals the hidden self. What does that mean for us, the viewers, right now? They think I'm just the god of wine and parties, a cartoon of indulgence. They are wrong. I am the god of the moment the mask slips, the crack in your perfect composure, the unexpected laughter that breaks a tense silence, the surge of courage from a deep, forgotten place. I am the whisper in the vineyard and the roar in the riot, the truth that comes out after the third glass, and the liberation found in a crowd where you are finally, blissfully, no one but yourself. My cult never ended. You just call it my different names. Where is Dionysus today? Is he just a myth, or is he the feeling you get when? So the next time you feel a strange urge to dance alone, to speak a forbidden truth, to break a rule that never made sense, listen, that's not just you. That's a memory echoing from a mountainside thousands of years ago. An invitation from the god born from a wound, who knows that within every fracture a deeper magic waits. Will you accept it? Subscribe. The festival is just beginning.